You should have acted. They're already here. The Elder Scrolls told of their return. Their defeat was merely a delay. Till the time after Oblivion opened. When the sons of Skyrim would spill their own blood. But no one wanted to believe they even existed. And when the truth finally dawns, it dawns in fire. But there's one they fear. In their tongue, he is Dovahkiin, Dragonborn.
The Wolf Queen has been defeated, and all that is left to do is to hand her skull over to Styr, the Priest of Arkay in Solitude, where he will bless it and finally bring an end to this woman who has haunted Solitude for about 500 years. The last book, the end of her long story, tells of her having her own home served by her undead minions, which somehow gave her access to Solitude. This was in life, but for her death I assume eventually she died, but after being summoned back by that stupid ritual, she was able to come halfway back, not to life, but to being back to Nirn in spirit. With the companions, the College of Winterhold and the Thieves' Guild help to the greatest extent that I can give them. All I have left are little quests spread over the province. These will be taken care of, and little by little, all of it will be done, which will leave the Civil War for me to start dealing with. Alduin is gone, and they tell me he's in Sovngarde devouring souls to recover from the thrashing I gave him. When he is done there, he will return, and that means I must battle him again. That is also why I must be my absolute best when I next encounter him. With the Civil War won and Alduin defeated, then the crisis will be over. I can rest, and then eventually make my way to Solstheim to deal with this Mirek, who believes I am a fake Dragonborn. What a joke. If I am fake, then why isn't Alduin coming after him and not me? All of these things will come in time. In the meantime, Summertide is upon us. Any day now. Yes, I know that Second Seed is considered Summertide, but for us in Skyrim it's not really warm until the month of mid-year. So for us, that is our summer. This I am looking forward to. Our summers are not as hot as it is down south, and for me, our summers are just perfect. I have gained in skill. Stamina. Right, what was I focusing on before? It was... not pickpocket. Sneaking is fine with that. Sure. I think it was archery I was going to. Been using it a lot lately. Steady hand.
Did you dream of
What?
me?
Of course I did, but who's that man in our room?
Chico looks rather odd.
Oh yeah,
Jester
message from Chad.
Don't you think?
He
Hello,
said
Chico. Nice to
it's
see
too
you.
big and it won't fit, no matter
Alright.
how much you grease it.
So, let's go see the Queen of Solitude. Or at least Folk Firebeard. Okay, it wasn't the Queen. We need to return to... What was his name?
You
Styr.
lost?
Hello, Styr. I have Potema's remains.
Excellent. These things do have a way of working out when people take action. I'll sanctify the remains. In case Falk doesn't make it clear, Solitude owes you a debt of gratitude.
Good. Just gonna take it, not do it right now. Kind of important that it happens. So, guess I return to Falk Firebeard then. Let's go. Well, there he is. My lord.
Hello.
Falk.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Right. I've taken care of Potema.
You've done a great thing today. It doesn't matter who you support in the war. Potema would have been a blight on the land for both sides. Without you, this would have been a disaster. I should have paid more heed to Varnius's warnings. I won't make that mistake again. Take this payment. The Jarl would thank you, but she very much wants to keep Potema's return quiet. Make no mistake, we consider you a protector of Solitude.
Alright then. That's a lot to
Hey
quote.
there! Anytime, friend.
My lord.
It's a fine day with you around. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Who is it that I speak to about becoming Thane?
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Hello?
It's good to see you again.
So I'd like to purchase a house in the city.
Splendid. There's a house available right now.
Okay, I'll take it.
Wonderful. Here is the key to your new home.
Alright, I'd like to decorate my home. Let's go through this. My lady, I've helped your people as you asked.
Then by my right as Jarl, I name you Thane of Hafengar. Congratulations. I grant you a personal housecarl to watch over your home, and this weapon from my armory to serve as your badge of office. I'll also notify my guards of your new title. Wouldn't want them to think you're part of the common rabble now.
Thank you very much.
Good talking to you.
Alright. Let's go see my new home. Oh wait, I was supposed to find somebody that could help the author? Where would that be? Perhaps the gossip woman, Nithriel, she would know? Hello?
Well met.
Okay. I'm wondering if you know anyone who could critique a book.
Well, yes. You came to the right elf. I know everything about everyone.
Seems so.
In fact, you're quite the popular topic these days.
I hope it's all good.
So, before I share, I need to know if all the rumors regarding you and that Hagraven are true.
What? What are you talking about?
After all, I would never spread such lies without first confronting the person in question.
Better not be in reference of my wife. Whatever the rumor is, I assure you it's... well... I've killed about 100 Hagravens. I've never stopped to get their names.
As your newest and dearest confidant, I'm glad to hear it. They are wicked creatures and deserve no mercy. Now, I don't want to alarm you, but this may give credence to that other rumor that you have difficulties controlling your rage. One person even accused you of murdering an elderly woman and calling her a Hagraven. A rumor I squashed immediately on your behalf.
Well, thank you. Lovely. Can you tell me about the book critic?
Gladly. I won't reveal my sources, but from what I hear, a certain publisher has been struggling to stay afloat. In a last-ditch effort, they've sent their minions all over Skyrim in search of the next great writer. One of these critics has limited his search to the winking skeever.
Ah, he's right here.
Oh, but that's not the scandalous part. For it's not the drinking, but the fact that our critic bears a striking resemblance to one Minette Vinius. A bold person might accuse this critic of bearing an illegitimate child, especially given how gregarious she is compared to her so-called father. Of course, I would never levy such an accusation without proof.
How will I know him?
Oh, it's rather simple. He always sits at the bar on the furthest stool to the right. They say it offers him the best view. You take the seat, and I'm sure he'll come to you.
Okay. This is interesting.
Watch your feet. We just cleaned there.
I remember.
Oh. I saved the fire festival. Yes. Hello.
I need to ask you to stop. That shouting is making people nervous.
Huh. I'm your Thane. Don't presume to order me.
Oh, forgive me, Thane. I didn't realize it was you. We'll look the other way this time. But even the Jarl's influence has its limits. Be more careful.
Better cover your ears.
Everything's all right?
Yes. Why you keep bothering me?
What? Ah!
Right, where's the place? Is it here? Bard's College, right here? Sorry, my love. Oh, this is not it. Maybe it's on the other side of Bard's College. Who lives here? I think I've been inside there. What place was this? I don't know. It's a nice area. I think what I'm looking for is right here. Oh, no. Here? Mailbox. I have the key. Where's my Jarl? Oh, you.
The Jarl has appointed me to be your housecarl. It's an honor to serve you.
Jordis, right? Tell me about yourself.
Sure, my Thane. Although I spent most of my adulthood in Solitude, I actually hail from the town of Dragonbridge, where my parents owned the inn.
Yeah. What made you go to Solitude?
My father wanted me to find a good husband in the city, so he sent me to the Bard's College. Said it'd get me into the upper society. Well, I guess it did. Just not the way he expected.
So you were a bard?
For a time. But music and lore are not really my forte. Besides, I hated reading. I found myself having a knack for finding troubles and resolving them, and it got the attention of Captain Aldous. So I dropped out of the Bard's College and began my training under the captain. Best decision in my life.
Did your parents know?
Ha! Better that they didn't. All their life, my parents' hope was to see their daughter marry a noble and bring them out of their mundane lives. It didn't feel right to let them know the truth.
Following your passion is more important.
Indeed. I regret keeping secrets from my family, but I'll never regret making up my mind.
What happened after you completed your training?
Captain Aldous expected me to join the Legion, but I thought I'd become a guard instead.
Why become a guard and not join the Legion?
I didn't want to fight against my brethren. As a guard, I'd be protecting
see.
my people, whereas as a soldier, I'd be bringing the fight to them. That's not what I wanted to use my sword for.
I respect that.
Thanks.
If you were a guard, I don't suppose you traveled very often.
Well, no. As a matter of fact, I've almost never been outside Haafingar before I became your housecarl.
Oh.
Which is why I'm so excited to go out there with you.
Oh, wait. I didn't say anything about that. Let's talk about something else.
Of course.
Well, she is actually a very beautiful woman. So Dragonbridge's innkeeper doesn't look like your parent?
You mean Fida? She's my sister-in-law. When my parents passed away, my brother inherited the inn, but he didn't really pay much thought to it. Instead, he spent all day making troubles, so the inn's burden fell to his wife's shoulders. Between caring for my good-for-nothing brother and running a disrepaired inn, I'm amazed at how well Fida's managed it.
I think she's an Imperial, isn't she? Why didn't you take over the inn?
Look, drinking and dancing in the inn is fun, but it's a whole different tale behind the bar. You have to manage the ale, calculate expenses, and diffuse drunken brawls. Ugh, just talking about it gives me a headache. Now you see why I'd rather have Fida take over, yes?
Where is your brother?
In Sovngarde, may he have peace.
Oh, he died.
When news of Ulfric's rebellion reached Dragon Bridge, my brother was the only man in town to join the Stormcloaks. Troublemaker or not, he considered himself a true Nord through and through, and he'd never back down from defending his homeland.
Well, I suppose he met a warrior's death in the end, then.
When Fida heard of my brother's death, it nearly broke her. Fortunately, there was this Imperial man who offered her comfort when she needed it the most.
You don't mind that your sister-in-law is seeing another man?
Well, my brother was already gone. Can anyone be so cruel to damn a young woman to a life of widowhood? Besides, between you and me, she deserved someone better than my brother.
Oh, okay. Your brother is that bad. I don't suppose you want to avenge your brother.
He chose his side in the war, and he died the death he wanted. There's nothing to avenge.
I don't suppose Solitude saw kindly to your brother's allegiance.
You're right, they didn't. Fortunately, Captain Aldous vouched for me and saved me from a trial. Without him, I'd probably be back home in Dragonbridge, or in jail.
Let's talk about something else.
Of course.
How did you get the nickname Sword-Maiden?
It's actually a funny story. I was supposed to be a guard in Jarl Elisif's birthday soiree, but just an hour before the party started, some of the dancers got sick. So they pushed me to the dancing floor because apparently, as a former Bard's College student, I knew everything about art and dances.
I'm sure you danced well.
I danced like a drunken troll.
No? Well, what happened in the party?
Well, as I began to move my arms and twist my legs, the whole court erupted in laughter. Whether it was out of amusement or sheer humiliation, I couldn't tell. But while everyone focused their attention on the ugliest moves ever danced, an assassin, quick as the wind, emerged from the kitchen.
Ah.
Dressed like a cook, no less.
He could have just poisoned the food. Why strike in the open?
He didn't live to tell the reason, but my guess is he didn't want to murder the whole court.
I see. An assassin posing as a cook? How cliché.
I know, right?
I'd have to see you dance someday. Might be funny. Maybe if I can get Serana to sing a song, you can dance.
No, you don't.
No? Okay. The assassin was stopped, I presume.
Everyone panicked as the assassin dashed to the steward, while the guards were just slowly putting together what's happening. With mere seconds to react, I drew the sword from a guard nearby and hurled it towards the assassin's throat. Hit right at the target. Blood splashed all over my dress. Ew.
You're effective, Jordis.
Thanks. Though I would have preferred to keep that dancing dress. They were going to gift it to me after the party.
I bet the assassin didn't expect the dancer to kill him.
Just as he thought the steward wouldn't expect to be killed by the cook, I'd reckon.
So that's how you got your nickname.
Yeah, the maiden who saw blood as she pierced a cook's throat with a sword. Not exactly the way you imagined I acquired my nickname, was it?
No. It's a great story, Jordis.
Well, you know me. I was trained in the Bard's College, after all.
Certainly are bloodier than I thought.
You know, in Skyrim, only blood and fighting are always true.
So they say. What happened after that?
Well, they gave me a raise and a new sword. Though I would have preferred if they had given me another one of those dancing dresses. It's really the prettiest thing I've ever put on.
Let's talk about something else.
Of course.
Okay. Well, I guess you can follow me. It's just my wife and I.
Lead the way.
Oh. Actually, it has to be the most beautiful housecarl I've come across. Well, I am not ever going to say I made a bad choice with Serena, but I can still appreciate the beauty of other women. These paintings, oh, by the gods. It's a little odd, but I like it. It's like she's put him into a trance by looking at him. He just stopped right there.
Golden knight came to take me to this castle. I tell?
Oh? Sorry, I didn't hear that. Something about a golden knight? I hear somebody sweeping. Are you sweeping, Jordis? Well, I paid for everything.
I wonder where we can find a powerful enough soul to stuff Azura's star.
Let's go look up, then go into the basement. Oh, yes, I was told it would come with a maid. Hello?
Need something?
Are you... okay, you're the new maid? I heard your name was Philario. Hope I can remember that. For the children.
Azura's star must be quite useful to us, eh? Our enchanted weapons will never run out of charge.
Well, that's true. Master bedroom, I guess? Oh, look! Stone of Baron Zaya. Ah! Look at... take the gold. I don't know if there's anything I can put in here. I didn't put this in my horse. Well, let's see. I don't plan to come back here too often, but I was wondering if I couldn't put some things in there. I must have 500,000 gold. This would be our room, my love.
The Bard's College, but I didn't enjoy studying there at all.
You didn't enjoy it. That's a bit of an odd painting. What paintings here? Flowers. Paintings everywhere. Flowers.
I just want to find a good
Flowers.
husband and start a family of my own.
Huh. Some kind of odd-shaped naked woman. Little pudgy. More pudgy women. Take garlic. Pudgy and naked. Okay, so I have the alchemy lab. Look at all this stuff. I thought another bed. Oh, this is probably for the, that would be Jordis's bed, I would assume, or maybe it's even the cleaners. I wonder where that goes out. This is the basement.
Good afternoon.
Hello? You... are you elvish? Your eyes are shaped odd. Bosmer?
I tell?
Okay, so I don't have a ring. I don't have a ring on me. Warrior's ring. A new ring to enchant. I don't think I have a ring
I hope this does
for smithing and enchanting. Well, you can't. For smithing and alchemy. Wife,
So, what do you want to talk about?
let's see what you have. Okay. Potion of Fortify Enchanting. That I made myself. It's not very good, but for what I'm doing, it should be fine. Gold diamond ring. Fortify Alchemy. Fortify smithing. And Azura's star is worth more? Common soul. Grand soul. Black soul gem. Ugh, I've got a lot of soul gems. Let's see. Rename item. Crafting ring. Craft. There. Now I have this ring. Let's see, should this go by weight? No, value. Value. So, crafting ring. Yes. Right. Oh. She gave me the Sword of Solitude. I like to hang these on the wall here. Blade of Hafengar, not Solitude. Oh, there. It's an orcish sword. Okay. Right, well, let's go travel with Jordis. Where does this go out? I didn't even see my, I paid for, patio stuff. It's a way to get in and out. Where was the patio? Oh, that's weird. Hey, where's the patio?
Wonder what it's like for those that now that they've been taken down.
Oh, over there.
I'm telling you, I heard it. Howling. Those fearful things.
Okay. No ceiling, no roof. You get to look over where the edge where the Bard's College is, though. You can't see very much. That's turned into a miserable day. Hey, whose dog are you? Right, so what's next? We have to go to get that, find the Vampire Hunters, found a resting place. I keep putting that off. Let's go. Alright. I have made a new, not full outfit for Jordis, but it's Dragonbone. Heavy
The more
armor.
of you
She's
I
got the
drink
helm,
it,
too.
the better I feel.
I just was not able to improve it or give her a shield. I need more Dragonbone. I'm out. And thank you, my love. She always sang such nice things about me. I'm like a fine wine.
Welcome.
Right, so we're here to look
I
for...
got a clean mug around here somewhere.
You'll have to take a ticket like any other.
If he does fall, I know our ancestors will watch over him.
You're in the seat.
Just as he watched over me. And
in the seat that I came to find the editor. Sit at the bar stool at the Winking Skeever. In exchange for some clarification, Nithrael has informed me about a scout working for a publisher. I should show him a copy of the Stonehand and get his honest critique.
It's life.
I still have the book, right? Kind of stupid if I don't. Yes, I have it. But you're in the way. Should I just shout them off?
Huh?
It'll be nice to spend the night in my new place. It is getting late.
I'm just here to enjoy a drink. Don't want any fuss.
Hey.
I'd like some time alone with my dad.
Take all the time you want. Hey there, tall one.
Go away. I'm not in the mood for talking.
Greetings.
What is it, stranger? If you're looking for work, I'm not the person to ask. God.
I really want to get into a brawl.
Special? Or did you just want to look through my merchandise?
You have merchandise, Gulamai.
Ah, you're just in time. I got in a shipment of fine wares courtesy of the East Empire Company.
I'm not sure if you have...
I've got coin and I've got merchandise.
Let's see what you have.
Let's see what we can do.
So he's like a fence for the Thieves Guild. Actually, I do have things to sell, but it's not fencing. It's legitimate things. Potions that I've made. Got to sell them somewhere, right? Stamina regen. Fine.
Good to see you. Finally, someone useful is around.
We'll have to wait here until he leaves that stool.
Was all the family I ever had. I felt so lost when he died.
Come to
But the crew of the Redwoods...
Did you just want to look through my merchandise?
Publisher to come.
We drink to our youth.
Look alive, will you?
I told Corpulus I like that stool the best.
Oh.
Has the best view of all the mates that stroll through here.
You must be him.
I'd arm wrestle you for it, but something tells me that would leave
No,
me
thank you.
sore, tired, and possibly
All right.
bedridden.
Mine's kosher.
What good would that stool do me then? The name's Flint, by the way. Author, publisher, and admirer of the female form.
Actually, I've come here to see you about something.
It's not to have me sign your book, is it? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd be glad to, so long as it's one of my later works. But there's plenty of time for that later. Besides, you ought to at least buy me a drink before you start making demands.
Have I read any of your works?
You might have. I've written countless epics, poems, and tales of heroism. Still, I'm best known for a terrible piece of tripe I wrote about 7 years ago, called The Duke of Beards.
Duke of Beards? What's that about?
It was a book about a legendary barber. And bloody awful, which is saying something for a work of non-fiction. In fact, I once set out to burn every copy in Skyrim, but the thing took on a life of its own. Turns out that piece of rubbish was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Why do you say that?
The fame I received from that book gave me the coin and the authority to write what I love. They say one man's trash is another man's treasure, but for me, they were one and the same.
Sort of makes sense. Are you new in town?
Just got off the ship, as it were, fresh as a flounder. I came here to pen my next great novel, and while I'm here, keep an eye out for talent. Of course, talent comes in many forms, and they never specified what kind. Why, just the other day, I had a delightful conversation with a high elf named Nithria. I think she fancies writers.
She fancies gossip, but she might like you too.
An elf after my own heart. Writers and gossips are one and the same. Everything we hear, everyone we meet, finds their way into a story. And in the end, most of it is lies.
What's the new novel about?
Would you believe me if I said I hadn't decided? Inspiration is funny that way. There's so many stories to tell just in Solitude alone. You hear about pirate tales, shadowy dealings, and news of war. I even heard a tale about a horker so large it wrecked a ship somewhere on the North Shore. But just because you have a story doesn't mean I'm the right voice to tell it. When it comes, I'll know.
Speaking of books and authors, what do you think of this?
Let's see. Now, if I'm being perfectly honest, I would say this is apprentice-level work. But that being said, you've got talent. Of course. I'm assuming this manuscript is yours.
This will sound like a lie, but it was actually written by a friend.
Of course. I can't tell you how many writers hand me manuscripts on behalf of their friend, in hopes of getting an honest critique. But regardless of his identity, one thing that's certain is that your friend lacks conviction. I can see it as plain as day on the page.
Does that mean it has no chance to be published?
I didn't say that. Although your friend may not like what I'm about to say, with a little polish we can turn this into a seller. It may not give him the acclaim he seeks, but it will put food on the table. The problem with young artists is that they're a bit too attached to their integrity. He may not go for it. On the other hand, better to be a mediocre artist than a starving one, and it'll give him the leverage to write something of substance.
What sort of changes are we talking about here?
Well, for starters, we need to dumb it down a bit. A few cosmetic changes here and there ought to do it. We also need to make these paragraphs cleaner. They lack direction. It's something that can be fixed easily enough. Lastly, the main character's name. I can tell our friend hasn't spent much time around orcs. I think Bogach is a female name.
Oh, is it? I didn't even know that. What about Gorbash?
Ah, now there's a strong orc name.
Every second orc is
I like
that.
it. All that's left now is to give my suggestions to your friend. If the final copy passes muster, I'd be more than happy to have it published.
Alright, I guess I have to go return to Jasper in, what do you call it? Not Solitude. Dawnguard. Thank you very much, Flynn.
Safe travels.
It really wasn't my book. That's probably a Gorbash right there.
Need something?
Alright, let's go sleep in our new home.
What is it?
And then we will... Where are we going next? Yeah. Just want my map. Yeah, we can go to Dawnstar, find Jasper, speak to him. And then, Whiterun. And then, we have the east. There's a bunch of things over here. We've got to find the last, warp the last soul gem. And there's a bunch of things around here to do, too. So I've got a lot of things. None of them are very major things. Not what the Dragonborn is meant to do, sort of quests, but we will get them done. She has a similar horse to Lucian. Or Lucian. Lucian. It's back at Breeze home. I do like this new home. What is it called? Proudstone? Proud something manor. Proudstone Manor? The one in Solitude. Much nicer than... Actually, it's the nicest home I've ever had. But it's not where I'm going to live, but it would be nice to stay there. And I've got my own cleaner. I'm gonna hire one for all the other places I live, too. Oh, this was a path up. I definitely do not want it to, my homes to become full of cobwebs and spiders when I'm away. Right, we have to get to where that vampire is. And I'm totally going the wrong way. Let's get back there. I think I'm close to it. This is where the vampire died. The rain stopped. Alto wine. Oh, he burned up from this. Magnus burned him up. I'll take your gold. Ironback hideout cellar key. Where is Ironback cellar? Okay, so that's where I just was. There's a cellar key. So I was right. There was a place inside there. I didn't see it. Maybe it's some kind of hatch that's covered over by something. Right, let's get over there. Oh, I see it plain as day now. I didn't when we were first here. So who are you?
Speak quickly.
Doesn't want to be talked to, I guess. They probably couldn't get it open. What is down here now? He said he had his place all set up to kill vampires. Ooh. In honor of this man, I will take his ale. Traps. Silver sword. Daedric battle axe. Well, I gave her a Dragonbone sword. It's not improved or enchanted, but it will do for now. It's better than what she had. Really like these vampire hunters. Really like crossbows. I'm not really interested in crossbows. Black arrow. Code of Malakath. Plentiful healing. Salt. Vampire dust. Just killed some. Well, that's about it then. I don't want to take things I have no use for. So... Orcish helm. I mean, I fired off that crossbow at Castle Dawnstar, but it's just of no interest to me to have a crossbow.
Need something?
You can use those weapons downstairs and armor if you want. Or sell them. I have no use for them. Right, now, let's go to Dawnstar. Right, we've returned to Dawnstar. Let's see. Last time I caught him out at the lighthouse,
Let me know if you need anything.
and it is in the
Take a seat
afternoon.
by the fire, and I'll send someone over.
Is that him? Bald-headed one. It is him.
Yes?
Hello.
Huh?
I found you a publisher. He just needs a few changes.
By Debella, you mean someone wants to publish my book?
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean by changes?
Oh,
Come, take a look at what I have for sale. Is everything all right? I feel wonderful.
he wants to make the work more accessible to the average Nord
It's
reader.
not easy being a woman
That
in Skyrim.
necessarily isn't a bad thing.
Glad you agree.
I've been thinking. Adonato's criticism blinded me to my own failings. I was trying to be less like a blacksmith, when I should have been embracing a more simple approach. Looking back at my old drafts, I don't even recognize the person who wrote them.
What do you mean?
The inspiration was there,
Come and browse my
but
store.
not the voice
I
to
don't
shape
charge
its
I wonder
thoughts.
what happens when a customer can't afford
Yet
to pay
now,
for a meal or a drink.
I feel confident I can make it heard.
Yeah. You have a
I can
chance.
tell the story of this orc the way it was meant to be written.
I'm actually happy for you.
If you'll give me a few days to rewrite it, I'll have something for you. Unless there was something else you wanted to add.
We also need to change the protagonist's name to Gorbash.
Well, I'm not married to the name. To be frank, I wasn't sure if Bogok was authentic. I'll leave that to you and the publisher to decide. I'll get to work on it right away.
Take a look at what I
Come
have
back in a
for
few
sale.
days. I should have something for you.
Alright, well, I'm happy for you,
Farewell.
Jasper. We'll see you soon.
What?
That's that rude little kid. Now what's next? I think we need to go to Whiterun. Got to return to Aela. Tell her about killing the white Silverhand leaders. And then we go to Riften, where I have to return down to the pub to speak to a Veckan or something like that. And then we go north from there. And then we take care of get the last gem, and then we have like 3 or 4 things to do in this area. Yep, such is the life of an adventurer. Oh, Aela.
What can I do for you?
I took care of that group of Silverhand.
Excellent. Looks like you've really driven them into hiding. Keep this up. We'll wipe them out yet.
Good. Would like to cure
Eye on the game.
the others, the beast blood. I don't have the witches' heads on me. It's on my horse. So. Serena.
So, what's on your mind?
I'd like you to train me.
Sure. In which skill?
Conjuration.
Alright then, let's begin.
She begins training me in conjuration. She teaches me techniques in summoning Daedra and anything of the arcane, as well as how to master and control this power.
Battleborn in Greymane's fights.
Alright then. We have to go to Breezeholm. And from Breezeholm, we can go to Iverstead. Things to do. Things to do.
Honor to you,
Hello,
Thane.
Lydia. Lucian. My girls.
You're home. Hey, I got you something.
You did?
Hope you like it.
I got you guys something. Red ropes. Here.
Braith is a big meanie. She keeps telling Lars and me what to do. I don't want to play with her anymore.
Don't play with her. Play with your sister. Here. Got something for you, Sophie.
You got me a present? Really?
Ooh, definitely not my knife. My dagger. Child's doll.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
And start a family of my own.
Well, hi there, Lucia.
I like it here. The tree in the park is so pretty.
It is. I've got something for you.
Wow, thanks, Papa.
You're welcome. Here's the doll.
Thanks.
Alright. Let's go, make yourself at home somewhere. We're going to go and sleep, and I'm going to read a book. I'm not sure which book it is. In you go. Well, I don't want Georges hanging over me, so make yourself comfortable.
I'm right behind you.
Wait here.
As you wish, my Thane.
Oh, Beggar Prince. So this is the one of the first books I actually read. Story of Whiterun and his gift them. Yeah, that's the Namira story. Anyways, I know my wife's gonna open the door. She always does. Come on. Yeah, you can stand out there if you want.
So what's next for our adventures?
Well, I'm going to read, and you can go to sleep. How about we get some sleep?
Yeah, good idea. I am kind of sleepy.
Alright. So I can see and be able to turn pages without tearing the book up. Right. Let's read. What is the next book, actually? Well, let's just go what we have. Well, this is not alphabetical, but whatever. It's first on the list. Heretical thoughts. Zealotry is an abomination that must be wiped from the Shivering Isles. We cannot suffer their beliefs to spread to even one more soul. They name us heretics for our lack of belief. We gladly accept the name, and we'll make an honorable one. What? Shivering Isle, why does that sound familiar? It is not heresy to speak truth. It is not heresy to speak out against an unjust lord. It is not heresy to take arms and action in defense of true belief. We are the so-called heretics of the Shivering Isles. But we do not speak heresy. We speak the truth. Our lord, Sheogorath, is but a man? What? Oh, is this his realm? These must be the people who live in it. He is only flesh and blood, not a god. I thought he was. And certainly not a Daedric prince. He's not a Daedric prince. There are no princes in the realms of the Daedra. Only vile servitors, such as the Hungers, that we summon to do our bidding. Sheogorath the False is a mad despot. Years of dabbling in foul magic and consorting with Daedra have driven him mad. He is not a fit ruler, let alone divine. He perverts the teachings of Arden Sul, he who gave his heart's blood. When the truth of our cause is common knowledge among the people, we will drive him from New Sheoth. What is that, a city? And put that cesspool to the sword. His 4 limbs will be scattered to the 4 winds. His head will rest upon the Hill of Suicides. Hill of Suicides? And his heart shall be burnt in the flames of freedom. His entrails shall be fed to the dogs. We will make all the people of the Shivering Isles wear the robes of the heretics. By these robes we know each other to be true non-believers. The people shall return to the wilderness and live among the wild things as we do. They will see the wisdom and purity of the life we lead, and they will hail us as saviors. Okay, I have really no idea. I guess that's his realm, and that's his people who don't like him. What is this letter from Bolger Bearclaw? Friend, we seek your aid. A dark necromancer has been attacking innocents along the northern coast, accompanied by strange creatures who do his every bidding. I trust you can help us with this troublesome matter and investigate on our behalf. Bolger Bearclaw. Okay. Don't remember that. I was given a note by somebody, by the courier. Maybe that was it. Myths of Sheogorath. Okay, lots about Sheogorath. Sheogorath invents music. In the earliest of days, in a time when the world was still raw, Sheogorath decided to walk amongst the mortals. He donned his guise of gentleman with a cane. Ah, that's where the statue comes from. And moved from place to place without being recognized. After 11 days and 11 nights, Sheogorath decided that life among mortals was even more boring than his otherworldly existence. What can I do to make their lives more interesting? He said to himself. At that same moment, a young woman nearby commented wistfully to herself, "The sounds of the birds are so beautiful." Sheogorath silently agreed with her. Mortals could not make the beautiful and inspired calls of birds. Their voices were wretched and mundane. He could not change the nature of mortals, for that was the purview of other Daedric princes. However, he could give them tools to make beautiful sounds. Sheogorath took hold of the petulant woman and ripped her asunder. Ugh. From her tendons he made lutes. Oh, this is disgusting. From her skull and arm bones he made a drum. From her bones he made flutes. He presented these gifts to the mortals, and thus music was born. Did these people really believe that? Sheogorath and King Lyander. King Lyander was known to be an exceedingly rational man. He lived in a palace that was a small, simple structure, unadorned with art and ugly to look upon. I do not need more than this, he would say. Why spend my gold on such luxuries when I can spend it on my armies or on great public works? His kingdom prospered under his sensible rule. However, the people did not always share the king's sense of practicality. They would build houses that were beautiful to look upon, although not necessarily very practical. They devoted time and energy to works of art. They would celebrate events and lavish festivals. In general, they were quite happy. King Lyander was disappointed that more of them did not follow his example and lead frugal, sensible lives. He brooded on this for many years. Finally, he decided that his subjects simply didn't understand how much more they could accomplish if they didn't waste time on those frivolous activities. Perhaps, he reasoned, they just needed more examples. The king decreed that all new buildings must be simple, unadored, and no larger than was necessary for their function. The people were not happy about this, but they liked their king and respected the new law. In a few short years, there were more plain buildings than ornate ones. The citizens used the money saved to make and buy even more lavish art and hold even more excessive celebrations. Once again, King Lyander decided to provide them a strict example of how beneficial it would be to use their time and resources for more practical purposes. He banned all works of art in the city. The people were quite put out by this, but they knew that their king was doing what he thought was best for them. However, human nature is not so easily denied. In a few more years, the city was filled with plain, simple buildings and devoid of any sort of art. However, the people now had even more money and time to devote to their parties and festivals. With a heavy heart, King Lyander decided that his people were not to be treated like children, and, like all children, they needed rules and discipline. Were to be treated like children. Okay. And like all children, they needed rules and discipline laid down by great figures of authority to make them understand that what was truly important in life. He decreed that there should be no revelry in the city. Singing, dancing, and music were all banned. Even food and drink were limited to water and simple foodstuffs. The people had had enough. Revolt was out of the question, since King Lyander had a very well-trained and equipped army. They visited the shrines and temples in droves, praying to all the gods, and even to some of the Daedric princes, that King Lyander would revoke these new oppressive laws. Sheogorath heard their pleas and decided to visit King Lyander. He appeared to the king in his dreams as a field of flowers, each with arms instead of petals, and the face of the mad god in the center. I am Lord of the Creative and Lord of the Deranged. Since you have no use for my gifts of creativity, I have decided to bless you with an abundance of my other gift. From that day forward, every child born in the city was born into madness. Ooh. Since infants do not reveal illnesses of their mind, it was several years before this was realized. The king's own son was among the victims, suffering from seizures and delusions. Yet King Lyander refused to change his ways. When his son, Glint, was 12 years old, he stabbed his father while Lyander was sleeping. With his dying breath, King Lyander asked, "Why?" His son replied, "It is the most practical thing I could do." The new young king ordered all the palace servants slaughtered. He ordered a grand festival to celebrate his new reign and the repeal of Lyander's laws. He served the crowds a stew made from the carcasses of the palace servants. He ordered the east-facing walls of every building painted red, and the west-facing walls painted in stripes. He decreed that all citizens wear ornate masks on the backs of their heads. He then burned down the palace and began construction of a new one. In the new palace, the young king ordered his personal chambers to not have any doors, for fear that small woodland creatures would attack him. He ordered that it have no windows, for fear that the sun and moon were jealous of him and plotting his death. And thus ended the line of King Lyander. The people of the city returned to their grand works of art and raucous celebrations. They talked and acted as if they still had a living king, and even kept up the palace, using it to house and care for their mad children. Sheogorath was mightily pleased with his outcome. From that day forward, the city was blessed with more than the normal number of gifted artists and deranged citizens. Well, that's a way to do it. The Contest of Wills. A mighty wizard named Ravate once walked the winds of time to find Lord Sheogorath. His intent was to win a favor from this most capricious of the Daedric princes. Upon finding Sheogorath, Ravate spoke humbly to him. Lord Sheogorath, I beg a favor of you. I would gladly drive 1,000 men mad in your name if you would but grant me the greater magical powers. Fortunately for Ravate, Sheogorath was in a playful mood. He proposed a game. I will grant your wish if you are still sane in 3 days. During that time, I will do my utmost to drive you mad. It shall be great fun. Ravate was not so certain that he liked this new deal. He had been really looking forward to driving 1,000 men mad. Lord Sheogorath, I regret having disturbed you with my shallow, selfish request. I withdraw my unfortunate plea, and will humbly leave this place. Sheogorath just laughed. Too late, mighty Ravate. The game is afoot, and you must play. Ravate fled, only to find that all exits from the Daedric realm were now sealed. He wandered aimlessly, constantly looking over his shoulder, jumping at every noise. Each moment brought new terror as he waited for Sheogorath to begin. After 3 days, Ravate was convinced that every plant and animal was a tool of Sheogorath. He hadn't eaten or drunk for fear that Sheogorath had poisoned the food or drink. He hadn't slept for fear of Sheogorath invading his dreams, which was foolish, as dreams are the domain of Vaermina. May she grant us restful sleep. It was then that Sheogorath appeared to him. Ravate cried out, You have set the whole world to watching me. Every creature and plant are doing your bidding to drive me mad. Sheogorath replied, Actually, I have done nothing. You have driven yourself mad with your fears. Your delusions prove that you are truly deranged, and therefore I win. While you wanted to make 1,000 men mad, I only wanted to break one man's mind, yours. From that day forward, Ravate serves Sheogorath's every whim. Whenever daring travelers tried to approach Sheogorath, Ravate warns them, Sheogorath is already inside each of us. You have already lost. And that's it. Well, tales of Sheogorath are never going to end very well.
Darkness.
Okay, so let's put some books away and then let's get some sleep.
Have any good dreams?
Yes, of you always. Just to learn that. I have a perk to increase. I use my dragon souls to do so. Oh, light armor. Matching set. Deft movement. Unhindered. Doesn't slow me down when worn. Okay. I was clean when I went to bed. Guess maybe I sweat during the night. Right, let's be off.
I am standing in the home of a hero.
That's right. Okay, we're back in Ivarstead. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but if you remember that it was some ancient knight, something like that. I've obtained Sivdir's amulet from Lars Battleborn. I should place it on the pedestal near the entrance of the tomb in Sivdir's respite. But I need to find Sivdir's betrayer in Shroudhearth Barrow. Who would that be? Am I looking for skeleton?
I was always taught to avoid these types of ruins. I think I see one.
We've been through here before, long ago. Petty. Yeah, we've been through here.
You have my and I'll have yours.
You're as good as dead. Only a fool lets himself get surrounded.
Honestly, don't know where
It's thousands of years old. Who knows what we might find?
Well, it is thousands of years old. How do you open this up? Right, one of these maybe? Yeah, but to close this one. Ooh. Alright, so if they were both closed, shouldn't this open both up? No? There we go.
I'm not sure if it's wise to disturb the dead.
It's never wise to disturb the dead. Whoa! Ghost. Only the ghosts are here.
To admit, I'm disappointed.
It's trapped. I'm not sure if I ever did get through here. Oh, it's Dragon Priest. Time has come. Your time has come to burn. Where's my shout? Fire breath.
Die by my sword!
Remember, that was your decision.
That was somewhat a powerful enemy for somebody ancient. They wanted something part of him, I guess. Maybe taking their skull would fit that. Right, so I have everything. Where is this Matter of Pride? It was in Winterhold, someplace. Just north of Windhelm. Yeah. Well, I have what I need. Now let's get back to Averstead, take the boat down to Riften, and then go to the, oh, I was going to say Bannered Mare, but that's not it. What is it called again? Too many places with all these names. Ragged Flagon. Ah, there he is. Hello.
It's been a long time since anyone joined us. Seems like people are in a rush to leave.
Okay. I've recovered all of Arundel's journals.
Good. I was hoping you hadn't forgotten about it. As promised, here's your payment for bringing them to me. Got it as part of a fair trade from my client.
After all, the Stalkers can't always choose the finest play.
You didn't have to give me the Dwarven Orax. Thanks.
Work with my face?
Sure, time.
Alright.
You were here to see me about your...
Arundel was, if you remember, some sort of weird necromancer that was way up here. Was it Ingevild? Yeah. Well, I've been there recently. I found his journals. He was talking about taking people from Dawnstar. Right. What is next? Well, there is Speak to Verania about the Vampire Menace, which is close by here. It's close by Fort Dawnguard. So let's go down to Stendar's Beacon. I've been there a few times before. How's the guild doing?
Take a good look around you. Have you ever seen the guild in such a prosperous state? With Mercer Frey gone, and our influence spreading across Skyrim, the guild's earned a new level of respect it hasn't seen in decades. I couldn't be more proud to be part of the Thieves Guild, or of its new guildmaster.
Okay then. So, freed from Nocturnal, what do you make of that?
I would have sold my soul to Molag Bal himself if it meant serving the guild and you. But you've given me a second chance to live my own life. Maybe an afterlife again. That, my friend, is something I can never repay.
Okay then. Nice to see you again, Brynjolf. I trained in pickpocket. Figured I could use that once in a while, like I did with that Altamar woman by Solitude. Well, I spent a few hours with Bipper, the fleet. Alright. Well, we've made it up here again. It was a woman's name. Veranda.
By bit, we bring honor to this land.
Bit by bit, huh? Was it the same one I spoke to before? I think it is. Hello?
So you return. I trust Stendar's blessing aided you in your quest?
Yes. Yes, praise be to Splendor. Praise be to Stendar.
Excellent. And as a true disciple of Stendar's teachings, perhaps it is time you lent your blade to the cause.
How may I be of service, Vigilant?
Your alacrity is commendable. You would make a fine Vigilant, if you were to wear the cloth. Alas, we have no time for initiation rituals. Thus you will accompany me as an honorary vigilant to Kronvanger Cave in Eastmarch. Now, as I informed you previously, our focus has shifted recently from the Daedra to the vampire menace.
Yes.
The cave is believed to be one of the strongholds, but this information is unreliable. It could be another trap meant to divide our numbers.
So I take it we're going to go to Eastmarch now.
This is losing its grip. The bandits become more
land are just as strong and loyal as its men.
Tower as it stands on the border between 3 provinces. It offers prayer and safe passage to travelers to and from each. However, as we stand on the fringes, the vampire have laid waste to the countryside. To reach the cave, we need only travel to Lake Hoenrich and follow the path north up the river.
Okay.
However, as an adventurer, you may know of a more direct path. Thus, I will allow you to take the lead. Time is of the essence.
This was unexpected. But Varanya, well, that's why I came to see you, but... okay. 3 beautiful women, all following me. Let's go. Choked. I hope you have a horse. I guess you have company with my wife. Now, where is it exactly? You say it's in Eastmarch. Escort to Verjanya to Kronvanger Cave. Oh, this is really far into Eastmarch. I was thinking here. Alright, well, it is in the area that we have to go. So this will be a bit of a thing for us. So it'll take a while to get out there. My new motherboard and Windows 11 have changed the way sounds are when I record. Everything seems much louder, and I had to turn down the sound level of everything in the game. Though my voice recording has not changed at all. The way I do it anyways. It seems a little drowned out now due to the new setup though. So I will keep it closer to my mouth to come out louder, just like this. It's really just some adaptation required on my part to the new setting, but otherwise hearing everyone's voices clearly is a definite plus, so that means less faint voices from the interesting NPC mod. If you notice in this one that the author actually was able to be heard, and using captions wasn't necessary this time. Part of the reason why I didn't like Zora as a companion was because I could barely hear her, which is odd because I even have a Zora voice mod that makes her louder, though that still didn't help with my old sound setup. But now things have changed for the better. Thanks for watching. Take care.